Hi, it's Louise Tanner-Stokes from the Anti-Dieting Revolution, and in this week's blog I wanted to talk about why that diet didn't work and what to do instead. So this is for you if you started off the year, maybe you started off January with planning to go on a new diet. Okay, so maybe your New Year's resolution was to eat better, and you thought, I'm going to try this new diet, or I'm going to make all these changes, and you had all these great plans. And maybe you started off okay. Maybe the first week or two you were following the plan, and you were eating better, you were, making all the changes that you'd planned to make. But then reality hits, okay? Your plans slip, those old habits start creeping back in, and you maybe the new habits have kind of slipped a little bit. Maybe it's too hard to kind of keep up, um, and you start thinking, oh, I'm blowing this, I might as well just give up. And you go back to your old habits, and maybe the weight's starting to come back on again. Maybe the couple of pounds that you lost have gone back on again, and you start feeling rubbish. Okay, you're getting those feelings of failure, like you've blown it completely. So first of all, the main reason why it hasn't worked for you is, I'm guessing you're trying to change too much in one go. Okay, that's the biggest reason why I see people fail to make changes, is they just try and change too much. Okay, and then another thing is, when you're following these diets or you go into these slimming clubs, there's so much pressure to get results. Okay, pressure to get the weight going down, seeing the weight, the number on the scales going down, to lose weight, but you don't really want to make the changes that you're actually making to your habits, your eating habits, your exercising habits. You don't really want to do it. You're just kind of doing it to get the results. And often when you're following diets and diet plans and the slimming club rules, it's too drastic, it's too different to your normal eating habits. So it's no wonder that you can't stick to it. It's not that you've failed. It's just that all these diets and these slimming clubs, they make it sound like you have to follow their plan. You have to eat perfectly. You have to do everything just right. You have to get it all right. And what they tell you to do is just, it's too much to last. It's not sustainable. You can't keep it going. So it's no wonder you kind of, things start to slip, things start to get too difficult. And then, you think you failed. And then you put all the weight back on again. And then you feel rubbish and you think you can't do it. And you feel like you've got to start again. Forget all that. Here's what to do instead. Okay, so first of all, focus on building habits instead of watching the results. Okay, have a think about, what habits do you want to do forever? So if you don't want to do it forever, don't do it. If you don't want to, if you don't want to have breakfast in the morning, don't do it. But pick changes that you think, yeah, that's a habit that I want to build. So maybe you don't normally have breakfast and you think, yeah, I do want to have breakfast every morning. Focus on just that. Don't think about following this perfect plan. Just focus on that habit that you want to build up, instead of looking at the results. If you're always looking at the results, you're always thinking about weight and not actually what you're doing. Okay, the second thing is tweak it. Okay, instead of doing something completely different to what you normally do, or trying to change too much, just pick one little thing to start with. Just one little change to what you normally do, and take your time making those changes. It's going to be so much easier that way. And then the third thing to check is to make sure that you actually want to change. Okay, if you don't really want to be different, don't do it. It's absolutely okay. I give you permission. You don't have to change if you don't want to. Just think about what your goal is and just check in. Do you actually want to get there? Okay, and thinking about the changes that you're making, do you really want to make those changes? Because again, if you don't want to make that change, pick something else. Pick a different change to focus on. So that's 3 things to do instead of going on that diet, because diets don't work for you, they make it worse. Instead, focus on building habits instead of watching the results on the scales. tweak it, so make little changes instead of trying to change everything. And 3 is making sure that you actually want to change. Okay, so if you don't want to do it, it's going to be an uphill battle, isn't it? So if you need more help, check out my guide to making healthy eating easier, to help you get started, and to help you have a look at what kind of tweaks you could make, what changes you could make. I'll put a link in the description of this video, or you'll be able to find it in the main blog as well. Give me a shout if you've got any questions, but remember, it's time to ditch dieting forever because you absolutely deserve better. Take care, and I'll see you soon.